And it really kind of locked me into this idea around really learning more about how clothes were made, building relationships with people that make the clothes. So I started to engage with really small ethical brands, and I've got a little piece up there with a great story which I would love to share with you later. We are spoilt with far too many options now that we believe being seen in the same outfit is lazy or a lack of creativity or it's bad styling. And one of my missions is to really break down that idea that wearing the same outfit again and again goes against good styling or makes you unfashionable.
Welcome to Off the Hanger, the fashion podcast where we delve deep into our guests' wardrobes, finding out their favourite fashion pieces and the stories behind them. This week's guest, you are in for a treat. It is sustainable fashion stylist Roberta Lee. And this episode is not only packed with all of Roberta's gorgeous things from her own wardrobe, but it's full of incredible advice and practical advice about how we can make our own wardrobes more sustainable. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Roberta, thank you so much for joining us on Off the Hanger. It's very lovely to chat to you. I'm super excited to hear all about your career as a sustainable stylist, how this came about, how you got into this idea of sustainability, and also if you find that actually more and more people are focusing that as a big part of their wardrobe.
Right, well, I mean, it's a really good question. And I'll be honest, when I first started, this idea about coming from working corporate contracting and completely burning myself out and putting all these hours into somebody else's business, which wasn't necessarily aligned with the things I cared about. So before I actually set up Roberta Style Lee, I was very keen to create a foundation that I'd be really proud of, so that if I'm working 200 hours a week, then I'm really proud and happy to do it because it's aligned with stuff I cared about. And so sustainability for me was something that I'd always thought about when I was doing my marketing qualification and things in the past, like on a big scale, like business's impact. And it wasn't until 2015 when I'd set up Roberta Style Lee with these sustainable principles in mind. Like, I want to make sure my business is, has a low impact on the environment, that I started to learn more about ethical fashion. And everything was ethical fashion sort of 10 years ago. And then the word sustainability has crept in and almost kind of become a real buzzword and almost eclipsed the ethical side of fashion. But I really started with the ethical side, kind of understanding how things were made and how much people were being paid, and the big problem with our clothes being made out of sight. And it really kind of locked me into this idea around really learning more about how clothes were made, building relationships with people that make the clothes. So I started to engage with really small ethical brands, and I've got a little piece up there with a great story which I would love to share with you later. And this just really opened my mind, and I felt really ashamed of myself because I was formerly doing lots of fashion blogging, and I was going out every weekend and buying stuff, and I didn't really think about what I was doing. I was almost shopping on autopilot. And there's part of me in my DNA which is kind of sustainable without me realizing it, whereas I keep things for a really long time and I take care of them. But with the emergence of all of these like faster fashion brands sort of filling up all of the shopping malls, I was tempted, and the price points. So yeah, I sort of went too far and overconsumed, and that really laid heavily on me. I thought, well, if I'm going to be a stylist, I have a responsibility. Now I have the knowledge, I can't undo what I've learnt. And that part of you thinks, if I hadn't have learned that, I would have had a much easier start with my career because I'd have just done what everybody else did and just took everybody else shopping and promoting, buying stuff and just loving, enjoying fashion. So now I've created this new narrative for myself, and I try to navigate trying to be a sustainable stylist when no one's talking about sustainability. So at the beginning of my career when I was doing this, I really focused a lot more on educating myself and discovering the brands that were doing good, because actually there weren't a lot of people that were looking to book a sustainable stylist. Lots of people wanted me to speak, but not so many people were interested in booking because they didn't understand, like, how does this work? I mean, and essentially the whole point of being a sustainable stylist is about really helping people unlock their style. And then once you know your style, you're not tempted to overconsume, and you can unlock the value of your existing wardrobe. But yeah, I would say that becoming a sustainable stylist has been a bit of a rocky road because it's not been easy, and certainly it would be a much more comfortable, easy choice financially to, do the whole Instagram outfit influencer thing and get affiliate links and kind of get rewarded for promoting lots of brands. But I chose not to do that. So it really is a case of just the message for me about empowering women and helping women understand that where the garment come from is just as important as how good you look in it. So like that double kind of empowerment, that's what really kind of got to me. So I came up with this concept of wearing your values and that empowerment from the inside out. And that for me, I realized, this is something. This is something different. Other people aren't doing this. And I love the whole psychology around fashion. So that's where I started to kind of carve out a little bit more of a niche for myself.
And where did your love of fashion come from?
Oh gosh, as a child, Barbies. I was actually a tomboy, would you believe it? So you could never find me in a dress, apart from birthdays, like a birthday party. I really loved fashion, and I really liked making stuff. So I was always using scraps of material, like an old sock or something. I learned very quickly how to use a needle and thread, and I used to make outfits for my Barbies. And then I got to school and then college, and I started to get into performing arts. And I have a background in performing arts, so love of costume and wardrobe and all of that was that was my happy place. Even though I don't mind being on stage and, in the limelight, I much prefer making other people look amazing and putting them out there.
Is there an earliest memory you've got from childhood, from fashion?
Fashion-wise,
Yes.
I've got this memory of me going on a march. It must have been some kind of like march, I know, some sort of political march when I was a kid. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I was wearing these jeans that were cropped off at the ankles. And I was wearing one a luminous pink sock and one a luminous green sock, and these little pumps. And this little cap and this little Minnie Mouse kind of cropped t-shirt. And I remember thinking that I looked so damn cool. And it's just, you get gauge, you can kind of figure out how old I am with the whole luminous socks thing. But I thought it was the coolest thing ever to dare to wear mismatched socks that were luminous.
But I think that's brilliant. I love when you have that moment of like feeling yourself. Do you know what I mean? When you're like, I look great. And I think
Yes.
we get that in like childhood more often than we do in adulthood. But I really think we should bring this into adulthood with us, looking in the mirror and going, I look brilliant today. What
Yes.
I have done is top tier. I am proud of my outfit.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I actually think that's the fundamental part of like being a stylist, actually really teaching and helping other women unlock their own outfit formulas so that when they do get dressed, they're like, yeah, I'm feeling this today. I'm rocking this. I look good. And you step out the door with that energy. And when you have those outfit formulas, it sort of like takes away the guesswork, doesn't it? Because you're like, well, I just know this looks good.
Exactly. And I think very much a British thing is we veer away often from anything where we feel like we're being vain or we're being full of ourselves. And
Mm.
you can feel incredible in your outfit. You can feel in yourself that you've put the best outfit together. But that doesn't mean you have to run around telling everybody. It's just a personal feeling for you. So if you're one of those people that shies away from that and goes, oh, well, no, I wouldn't want to feel like I've done a brilliant thing and I've put the world's best outfit together because then everybody's going to think I'm big-headed and I'm vain. Well, no,
Mm.
they won't, because you don't have to tell them that you've put that
Yeah.
outfit together. That feeling's for you. It's not for them.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that is something that is very British. We like to apologise for things that are not our fault, and we definitely don't take compliments very well. We certainly don't like to big ourselves up. But yeah, we can silently big ourselves up by enjoying our outfits.
Exactly. I do think the compliment things are really interesting. I'm not brilliant with compliments.
Yeah.
If it is something that I don't think I have control over. But if somebody compliments my outfit because I've put my outfit together well and it looks good and they go, oh, I really like your outfit, I like those kind of compliments. But if somebody says to me, oh, you've got nice hair, I kind of go, oh, I don't really know what to do with that because it's just the hair that I have. It's not something that I've done anything to achieve. It's just kind of there, other than trying to tame it and stop it being feral. That's all I've done. Whereas I think when it's an outfit, we should really take those compliments. When you've spent that time
Yeah, I
putting
agree.
together something that you really like, you should really embrace it when you get those compliments.
Definitely, definitely. So here's a message for all of us women. I think that's really, really good to reinforce. Like, just take a moment to enjoy the compliments when you've put together a good outfit, because you deserve to hear you've put something together that is worthy of admiration from others, not only yourself.
I love this. So, what's the oldest thing in your wardrobe? You've already said that you do like to hang on to things.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I definitely. The oldest thing that I currently wear, which I have and I can show you, that I've held on to, is a Mickey Mouse jumper from my, think it's my college days. Now I remember wearing this, don't remember it being a primary school thing, and the size of it tells me I must have been a teenager. But I have had this thing, I mean, it's not in the best nick. It's got, like, some chocolate stain on it and maybe a cup of tea stain. But I love it, and sometimes I still wear it, and I put it over the top of a collared shirt and then a blazer over the top of it and wear it with a baseball cap and trainers. But shall I show you?
Yes, please.
I'll just grab this.
Oh, I love it. It's a classic.
Yes, and it's slightly oversized as well. Well, it used to look really oversized and cool on me, but my size has changed a lot, so it hugs me a bit more now, so the fit is a little bit different. So before, I just used to wear it sort of loose, and it was so massive on me. Now it's sort of a bit more form-fitting, so I can actually wear it. So I sometimes actually wear it under a blazer like this, but with a white collar sticking out, so it still looks kind of my style, smartish, but still has that little bit of fun. There it is, Mickey.
Did it come from Disney or did you buy it here?
No, it was bought in the UK, and I don't know who bought it for me, to be honest. It's an old one, so I'm not really sure. But I do know that it's had thousands of wears, and for some reason, it's still going strong. So I think that is testament to the fact that it was made so long ago, that it's faring a lot better than modern clothes.
That's right. I think the pieces in our wardrobe that are much older tend to last so much longer than modern day pieces. They just built differently.
Yeah, 100%. The quality and the craftsmanship in pieces that we just used to think were everyday clothes. Like, if you purchase them, they're 20 years old. The quality of those pieces versus something you buy today is actually superior. I mean, it blows your mind when you compare the quality. If I was to buy like something now from Disney and I compared it, it wouldn't be the same.
Now, we were just talking about compliments. Is there a piece in your wardrobe that gets the most compliments?
It's interesting because I decided to wear it. So it gets compliments and it's a conversation starter. So it's probably the wrong way around.
It's
But
perfect. No, it's good.
it says proud outfit repeater. So, as you asked me about, my role as a sustainable stylist, and I kind of alluded to the fact that it didn't align well for me with all the shopping and promoting outfits. So one of the things that I try to do is I try to tell the story when I go to events and I'm networking, where I'm doing anything. I always wear my proud outfit repeater t-shirt, and I always wear my same outfit formula, which is my trusty blazer, my t-shirt, my vintage chain, my vintage Levi's, and a pair of boots, because I'm trying to break down this idea that you can't wear the same clothes, that you're not stylish if you're seen wearing the same thing again and again. And I just think back to 20, 30 years, our parents would have spent a lot of money on a Sunday best outfit, and their parents would have done the same. And you would be proud as punch to wear that same thing again and again. We are spoilt with far too many options now, that we believe being seen in the same outfit is lazy or a lack of creativity or it's bad styling. And one of my missions is to really break down that idea that wearing the same outfit again and again goes against good styling or makes you unfashionable.
Because I always think of celebrities when we talk about outfit repeating, and there's definitely ones who are prime culprits in not outfit repeating. And I just think, where are you putting all of your clothes? And I know that a lot of them are borrowed and that their stylist has sourced for them. And I'm not just talking about event pieces and red carpet pieces. I'm talking about their everyday wardrobe, that they're never seen in the same thing twice. But then I do think you have certain people like Kate Blanchett, Rebel Wilson. There's quite a few people now who regularly wear the same thing on the red carpet. And I'm like, why would you not? You look incredible in it. Wear it again. It's such a shame not to wear it again.
I know, and this is something that when I made a decision to start sort of moving away and diversifying my styling portfolio, one of the things I really wanted to do was exactly this. Whomever I was talking to about styling would be to sort of address this idea that actually making a really bold statement is going to be more impactful than just turning up wearing something new, something new, something new. Simply wearing something back to front can make a bold statement. And we know we've seen many celebrities do this. But yeah, there's definitely not enough outfit repeating. I think we've seen glimpses, minimal little speckles of the possibilities of what could happen if everybody actually started to say, I love this, and this deserves to be seen and worn on repeat. And I really don't care about what the latest trend is, or the latest Pantone colour, or the latest lapel shape. I don't care. I love it and I'm proud to wear it. And I think that that is going to be something that I'm looking forward to seeing over the next hopefully the next few years. We only really have 5 years to all of the 2030 targets. So I really, really want to see more people embracing outfit repeating, from celebrities to what we see on the television, to what we see on magazine covers, to what we see even on our Instagram grids,
Yeah, you regularly see all the same things on my Instagram grids. If I buy something and I love it, then I'm just like, it is there.
Repeat.
Constantly there. And I do often get people messages saying, you wear that a lot? And I'm like, yes, I do. And I'm very proud to, because
Yes.
it's brilliant. And why would I not wear this a lot? It's such
I
a
know.
good thing. Yes, I've got other clothes and I wear them too, but sometimes I just get obsessive about one thing and I can't stop wearing it. At the moment,
That's love.
Exactly. At the moment, it's a green sweatshirt that I've bought that says "Tell your dog I said hi" on it, and it raises money for a fabulous charity that helps dogs. And so
Aww.
I'm just obsessed with the tell your dog I said hi sweatshirt, and also the fact that I am just a fully fledged dog botherer. I think it's very appropriate for me to wear because I can't walk past anybody in the street without having to go say hi to their dog.
Oh, I know. I feel like I probably need that sweatshirt as well. This is one that definitely gets a lot of compliments, and it is a good conversation starter. So a lot of people approach me and say, "Oh, what does this mean then?" So when I'm out and things, so for me, I find that this is one of the more powerful pieces in my wardrobe. And actually, it was made for me by a small brand for London Fashion Week, and unfortunately, I didn't manage to get their pieces onto the runway. So I made a point of saying, right, I'm going to make sure that I wear this t-shirt and this t-shirt gets seen. And because it fits my style and my values, like I find myself reaching for it all the time. So it's definitely one of my most kind of complimented and spoken about pieces.
I do think it's very cool. And I know there's kind of a love-hate thing with slogan t-shirts. I think if they have impact for the right reason and they're giving a really good message, I think they're just very cool.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been keeping my eyes open for the Choose Love t-shirt that I wanted in the black and gold. So there's like a few slogan t-shirts which I'm all for. But the ones that are just like, I don't know, ice cream or something, I'm cool. No, I'm not here for that.
No, the epitome of mine is tell your dog I said hi.
Yeah, but that's cute. I think the thing is it's got dog in it, so
Exactly.
all of a sudden
I'm embracing.
everything that has a dog involved is it feels completely acceptable.
I'm there. What's the most expensive piece in your wardrobe? Because you like to invest in more ethical pieces and sustainable pieces, I think sometimes people feel that they always come with a slightly higher price point. Would you say that that's right, or is it just that people are looking in the wrong places?
I think I would challenge what a high price point is, because we're so used to low price points, and that devalues the price of clothing across the range. So we've certainly the last 20 years, the price of clothing has like nosedived. So what we think is expensive is relative to the price point that we see today, and it's so accessible. So actually, I don't think that clothes are expensive. I think that we have lost our understanding of the value of clothing. And I think that we should be saving up for something, that it should be something where we have to take a moment and think, well, can I afford it? Is it going to be worth it? Am I actually going to wear this? What's my return on my investment going to be, rather than just going impulse purchase? Oh, that's a bargain. I'll get the milk and I'll buy my coat at Tesco. Wonderful. Maybe it's a great coat. Maybe it is a wonderful purchase for some individuals. But for a lot of people, that type of transaction without thought, without thinking about the long-term cost implication, I think that if we really think about the true value of clothes, that actually clothing is an expense. It is an investment. It's not something that is disposable. It's not something we just use once and we throw away. It's not takeaway. So yes, ethical and sustainable brands appear to have a higher price point to that of the high street or fast fashion brands. However, the pre-loved market has tons of great stuff, and it doesn't always have to be ethical or sustainable, because there's so much clothing that is on this planet in abundance already. Whilst I really implore you to, if you can afford to support the small brands that need our support, they need our money for their brands to survive and thrive, you can still buy other pieces which are more luxury brands that maybe you couldn't. So excuse me, my voice. You can still buy more expensive luxury brands on the pre-loved market for a real, snip of the price. One of the things that I've got here, and I'll show you, is a really amazing coat. So it's a couple of £1,000 ish. It is made so incredibly well. You would really struggle to find anything made to a similar standard on the high street. And this is a pre-love. So I'll show you this. And quality, it is just off the charts. So let's show you this bad boy. Here she is. This little clip here, and it ruches.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love the texture of it. The shaping of that is incredible. You can see the level of work that's gone into that piece.
Look at the weight of that. Look how thick it is.
Yeah. With
a lining, and the weight of it is so damn heavy. When you put it on, you're like, you feel warm immediately. This is a coat that actually keeps you warm. And so for me, the quality of this is just something I really believe that if you're going to spend some money and invest, actually try and invest in something with your outer layer, your coat, because a coat you're going to keep for a long time, like a really, really long time. So that's my little beauty there. She's great.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And I think you're right. It is about investing in pieces. I'm a huge fan of pre-loved, and I think predominantly every designer piece that I have. I'm trying to think of anything that I've got that maybe things have come from sample sales, but majority of the pieces I have, especially if it's designer, it's a pre-loved piece. And I love that experience of shopping way more than I enjoy the experience of going to the shops. That's not a fun, though I think part of it is from being a stylist, I spend so much time in the shops working that then going shopping, it's kind of ruined it for me. I find it's a bit loud, and there's a lot of people, and there's it's always too hot, and that's not fun. Whereas I can quite happily just sit and scroll through.
Yes, easier, isn't it?
It's easier, and find pre-loved pieces. And I don't tend to, you don't tend to browse like you browse in the shops. You go and you look for the specific things that you need. So I think you end up spending less if you shop in that way, because you're shopping for something you actually need rather than just browsing and then going,
Yeah,
oh, I'll have
that's
this,
true.
this, and this.
The market, pre-loved markets, it's really great when you know exactly what you need. I've had a shift in my style, and my style preferences have changed, so I've made a very specific list of things that I need. And particularly because I've grown quite a few sizes, my old wardrobe doesn't fit me so much, so I'm doing two things there. I'm making a list of all the things that I can buy pre-loved, making a list of all the things that I can have altered and changed and made really personal to me, and then also seeking what sort of brands that I might like to support that are aligned with my values. So yeah, the pre-loved market will always be my first place that I check for things for myself and my clients. And I think that it's so easy to find what you're looking for that I don't know that we really need to buy that many things that are new anymore.
I saw a stat the other day about how if we just stopped clothing production now, we would have enough clothing for the rest of all of our lifetimes. We wouldn't
Yeah,
need to make anything else because it's all there. But what's happening is that it's just getting consumed and thrown away and going to landfill and not recycled properly. And so, yeah, if you can buy pre-loved, I always check pre-loved first. It's always my
yeah,
first go-to. If I have a little thought of, oh, I need a new pair of boots, or I would quite like to try something that looks like that, or my favorite jackets no longer fit, whatever, that's always my instant reaction is, where's Vinted? Come on, Vinted, let's have a little scroll. It's like
and Vinted is great for searching compared to a lot of the other apps. Vinted is way superior. It makes it so easy to find what you're looking for. Probably easier than trying to search for things brand new.
I think, well, especially if you think about websites like Zara, which is hideous, and I don't know who thought that the Zara website customer experience was a good one, with their e-com shots and everything. Just the whole experience is just awful. I would rather just go to Vinted and find it on Vinted because I know that I'll find it easier than
Yeah,
trying to
well,
find it on Zara's own site, which is just, yeah, it's crazy. But have you been buying anything new recently? It doesn't have to be new,
yes.
brand new. It can just be new to you.
New to me, yes. So my two latest pieces that have come, actually taking a bit of a weird swing away from this idea that I needed to keep injecting color into my wardrobe. I've just leaned into neutrals. I have a slight injury on my Achilles, which means that my beloved heels, I just cannot wear them for very long.
Oh.
So I've had some sports trainers, but I really don't like wearing sports trainers like when I just want to wear, like a casual outfit with trainers. So I was like, well, I was keeping my eye out on to find a pair of New Balance that I might like the look of pre-loved, and I found them. So I'll show you the two pieces that coincidentally go really well together with the blazer. So these, they go quite nicely together.
Oh, they do. They're fabulous. You see, I'm a sucker for a New Balance 327. They are my go-to trainers. I am
Really?
obsessed.
So I've wanted this shape and style of bag for ages. And I was actually checking out some more of the luxury brands, actually seeing what ones I might like, and then maybe in a year or so seeing if I could buy it. But this one came up on Vintage. Vintage? This is Vintage. It came up on Vinted. I do find a lot of Vinted things on there. And I just really like the shape and the style of it. And I think it looks pretty nice with the blazer there. It's got a good solid shape, which is what I was looking for. And I wear so many dark colors, I wanted high contrast. And so that was the reason I went for that one. And then these ones, tell you why, I was looking at the height of the heel on them, and I was like, these ones are going to give me like an extra inch. And I read a lot of reviews about this style, about them being super comfortable, and I wanted something again high contrast because I wear a lot of dark colors. My neutrals are sort of black, navy, and white and cream, and so I thought, yes, I'll add those in, and those are my sort of smart daytime trainers. Those are my new things.
Love them.
That were on my list, and I have been looking and waiting for those for a long time.
But I see that's such a good way to shop. I love the idea of creating a list rather than just impulse purchasing and going wild and just splurging on things that then you don't need and then still lacking in the things that you do need.
Yes,
But I
yes.
think having that kind of more intentional way of shopping is the way forward. Are you
Definitely.
quite sentimental about the pieces in your wardrobe? Do you have something you'd consider to be your most sentimental piece?
I have got one piece which, I'll be honest, I don't know how often I'm going to wear it. I don't know if it's going to reach 100 wears, which is a prerequisite for any pieces that I add to my wardrobe. But it is very sentimental to me because it has a story which I'll share with you. Let me show it to you. It's quite a va-va-voom piece, and probably because I don't go out to so many places that require me to wear it, also makes it feel a little bit like, oh, should I keep it? But I can't bear to part with it. So let me show you. Okay, let me show you the piece that I love. And it's probably quite difficult to get a sense of it, but it is like a tuxedo style top. Can you see that?
Yes.
It was a dress, and I didn't like the bottom part of the dress. And I had this changed a few years ago into a top, and it looks great tucked into very wide leg tailored trousers. The story behind this brand, you can probably see the tag there, Defy the Norm, was the first ethical brand that I ever worked with and supported right back at the beginning of my career. And they're no longer with us. You know, the brand closed down. They got a huge grant from Richard Branson from Virgin when they started out, and their focus was on completely ethical production, which is where my fascination with learning more and more about brands and finding more brands like this one to support came from. And yeah, I love it. And I wanted to kind of keep it. I just knew I wasn't going to wear it as a dress. It had a very weird kind of handkerchief style skirt, and it just wasn't me. I was never going to wear it as a dress. But as a top, I thought I could retain the story, keep it with me, and I will wear it. I just probably need to find an event which I need a deep plunge neckline because it's a very plunging, revealing top. But yeah, I love it. Organic cotton, ethically made, first brand I ever worked with. The alignment with this brand was just so intense that I just didn't want to give it away.
No,
so I kept it.
You should never ever get rid of that. Don't ever get rid of that. It's fabulous. I think it's such a great piece and a really lovely story. You should absolutely keep it forever.
I know. And the fact that it's been sort of, upcycled into something new. And again, I've supported another side of the fashion industry that I really deeply, deeply support, just means to me that it's got so much sort of value kind of packed into it and so many stories that, when I do wear it out and anybody compliments me on it, I mean, they get an earful. They get about 15 minutes of me telling them why the top is so damn special.
There's nothing wrong with that. Share the love. Share the love with that one.
Okay.
What is the piece in your wardrobe you would say most sums you up?
Oh, it's got to be the blazer. I mean, how many blazers do I have? And I have this kind of like formula, like when I'm looking for my blazer and I'm like, okay, so I get a lot of people saying to me, oh, you don't wear enough colour, Roberta. You do colour analysis, but you don't seem to wear many colours. And I'm like, well, because I actually really love neutrals, but I step into colour as and when I need it. And so sometimes for me, it is as simple as putting on a colourful blazer over my neutrals, and the colour gives me some energy that I need. But a blazer for me, and this is why it's my hero item, transforms me. I switch on into the energy. Right? The blazer does it for me. For some people, it is a bomber jacket or it's a gilet, whatever. Depends on what your background is, depends on what your job is, depends on where you need your energy and how you want to show up. But for me, I quite like dressing, now I'm a little bit older, a little bit more comfortable and casual, which on its own, a t-shirt and a jean and a belt for me doesn't really look like much. But when I put my blazer on, it's the whole fit. And I'm just like, that's my little outfit formula. So for me, the blazer just sums me up, because a blazer can be bright, it can be professional, it can be fun, it can be many, many things, but it's always polished.
I love that. Such a good answer. Now, blazers to me are always one of those outfits that you look really well put together. But do you ever fall foul of a wardrobe malfunction or fashion faux pas? Or are you actually a really well put together person? Because I think I project that I am, but really I'm not.
Oh my gosh, everybody, even the people that seem to have like the capsule wardrobe nailed, you know, everybody makes mistakes because we're tired or we're rushing, or, you know, we haven't prepared something the night before. I went out on stage a couple of years ago with an outfit change, which in my mind, I believed I would have time to change into this outfit, look at myself in a mirror, and then go out on stage, take the microphone, and talk to everybody. No, I didn't have time. I should have just kept the outfit on that I was wearing and just gone out. But instead I tried to change, and I was wearing a pair of those like Spanx shorts.
Right. They are the worst.
And I didn't have time to take them off because I had to go. So I folded them down and it bunched all my skin up. And it gave me this really wrinkly, puffy muffin top belly that I was showing a little bit of, and I saw the photographs and I was like, oh no. But thankfully I knew why it looked like that. But I was thinking to myself, I wonder if anybody's kind of was questioning my choice. Because honestly, what I was wearing before would have looked a hell of a lot better, because, you know, it just looked comfortable, whereas I looked uncomfortable because I hadn't managed to take these damn Spanx off. So I'd had to fold it down. And you know what Spanx do? They compress everything, and anything that's not in there
just moves up. Yeah.
Yes. So I had a very unflattering midriff as a result. That was a huge faux pas.
Yeah, I'm not for Spanx. I get that some people really are on board with them and they can be smoothing and that can be a nice thing for the silhouette. I'm like, but I don't feel anything needs that level of compression that I feel like all of my organs are being moved around. And the one time I did wear them to an event, my husband had to cut me out of them because we couldn't get them off.
Oh, wow. I think maybe you may have sized down a bit too much.
No, they were the right size and they looked great when they were on and the dress looked great on and everything else. But then we'd kind of come back, we were late, and I was just like, I literally just can't get these off. I think my body's just expanded in them. And so we just cut them off. I was like, I hate them. I'm never doing this again. These are terrible.
Oh, yeah, I know. I think Spanx are like Marmite, right? You either love them or you hate them. I actually don't mind how they feel on. For me, getting them on and off isn't really a problem. But getting them on and off in an open corridor where everybody's looking at you with no privacy, it's the same as putting a pair of tights on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like trying to get them on and off. There's no dignified way of doing it when you have an audience. I'm not a paid model. I'm not used to just stripping down into, you know, my underwear in front of everybody and just like, oh, I don't care. I'm a bit more like, I'll just have a little moment, please, behind the rail. And I was like falling over, and it was just like, Roberta, are you going down to the stage? I'm there with. I was like, I have no control over this situation. They're staying on.
Oh well, we have to learn. We have to learn from our mistakes.
Don't include Spanx in an outfit change if the Spanx are not part of the second outfit.
Exactly. Once the Spanx are on, they are on.
They're on.
They're on. That's it. Unless you are fully going to bed, they are on. That's it.
They are on.
Don't
and
take them
do
off.
never fold a pair of shorts, Spanx, or anything. Don't fold them. Never fold them.
No, it's not. It's not a good look. It's just the bulgy thing. Because I think also when I put them on, obviously everything moves up and I'm like, okay, so the muffin top that was down here is now up here, and I'm like, cool, I've now just got another bust line. That's great.
Exactly. You've got to really know your body and where the shifts are happening.
Exactly.
If you are going to embrace the Spanx.
Yeah. Let's move on from Spanx into a subject I'm much more comfortable with. Let's talk shoes. You said you've got an injury at the moment, but you do love a pool. What are your favourite shoes?
My favourite shoes I cannot wear right now, but let me show you them because they are showstoppers. Of course they would be.
I was just about to say, I think I spy. Are they Sophia Webster?
No, they're not.
Ooh, who are
These are
they?
a small independent brand. These are Anthony Stoker, and they are limited edition. They come in a beautiful box, which is like a vinyl record box with a silk scarf. um, they are just. There's a video I think somewhere, like it might be on my Pinterest or something, of me unboxing these, and you can just the sheer delight of the whole experience. I mean, that is when you have a luxury product. It from receiving it to going through the process of opening it to realizing I can even keep the box. The box is going to be great for this, and it comes with a scarf. I mean, look how beautiful they are, but look how evil that heel is.
They are stunning. I love them. I love the pop of red, the gold on the back, the fact that from the front they're quite simplistic, but then when you get that flash from behind, they're just fabulous. They're so good. And I don't take that heel is evil. I'm a heels girl. So yes, it's high, but I think they're going to look so good on.
They do look so good, but I can't physically wear them at the moment. Like I would be limping. My Achilles just cannot take that height. But they are gorgeous, and I'm not giving them away. They're not going anywhere, even though I say if you don't wear things, pass them on to someone that will. No, I'm being selfish. I'm keeping these. Shoes are art. This is my piece of art, and they will be with me forever.
I think people really underestimate how much shoes are art. I
Oh,
am a
yeah.
huge fan. I have in my office where I am right now, I have a wall that's got loads of shelves on that's got shoes on. And I like them all to be seen. I don't want any of them to be put away because they are like art. Every time I look at them, you notice another little detail or just the curve of a heel or something's different. Just gorgeous. I think they are beautiful, beautiful things. There are definitely pairs on there, one that I am looking at in particular, that I think I'd die if I wore them. They would kill me. I would die.
Can we see them?
Oh, I will show them. I never show my things. I will show them just for you. Here we go. So they are an iconic pair of the Giuseppe Zanotti heelless.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, they are art.
They
Definitely.
are art. They are the most beautiful, artistic thing, but that is a shoe of death. I would die if I wore this out. I
I
would.
mean, you have to have a center of gravity, 100%. No drinking in those.
I also have a very big husband who I can cling to. So that is a win because he is always like, you should wear those. And I'm like, if I do, I will be gripping you.
Oh, that's
Because
brilliant.
I will be like, man down. I would hit the deck. But I love them. And they're a piece of artwork and they are a collector's piece. And I have the box and everything they came with. And they're just something that I would never part with. When I die and I just leave them to someone in my will, then they're going to be a very lucky person. I hope they appreciate them as much as I have.
Yeah, I think the same for my goddaughter. I mean, she's a tomboy right now, but I still believe that she'll turn a corner and she'll get into fashion later on in life. And I'm like, they're earmarked for my goddaughter, and I just think, yeah, shoes are probably my kryptonite. For a sustainable fashion stylist, I have way too many pairs of shoes. It's not sustainable, I know that, but I just have and always have had a very deep, loving relationship with footwear from a very early age.
But I think this makes it so much more relatable. I think often regular, everyday kind of consumers and shoppers and people who like fashion and who need help with their wardrobe can have the fear that a sustainable stylist is going to tell them everything that they're doing wrong. So the fact that you have a little thing that is like, well, actually, shoes my kryptonite and I can't resist them. Brilliant. I love that. I think that just makes you the perfect stylist, because you have that balance then. It's not always about, I am holier than thou and I never make any mistakes and I would never overconsume anything. Because I think we are all human. We are all making mistakes. We're all just doing our best.
There's no such thing as perfect, and there's no such thing as 100% sustainable. Look, I've been building a sustainable wardrobe for 10 years and I'm still not there. And I won't, because it's a journey. And it's about embracing the journey. And as you learn, making those little adaptations. But yeah, I'm by no means perfect. Yeah, I have way too many clothes. to have a capsule wardrobe. So I call it, you have a minimalist wardrobe, you have a balanced wardrobe, maximalist wardrobe. I'm definitely on the other end. I have a lot more than I need. I have kind of like a working wardrobe, which is really what I'm wearing most of the time. And then because I am a stylist, I do have, my stylist archive wardrobe. And I think if I wasn't a stylist, I probably wouldn't keep hold of a lot of those pieces, but you never know when they're going to come in handy. So you do keep hold of them.
Is there a fashion item that's on your wish list at the moment? What would you say is at the top of your wish list? And in fact, actually, more than it just being on your wish list, because I imagine the list is very practical. If you could have anything, irrespective of cost, irrespective of availability, what would you have?
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't know if this is going to surprise you, but I don't need anything.
You wouldn't
I
have
don't
anything.
need or want or desire for anything more than I have right now. I'm really happy with what I've got. Of course, it might be nice to have another handbag in a different colour, but there's nothing really I'm lusting after. There's nothing really that I'm imagining and I'm kind of going, oh, I really need this. I had a little trip into the YSL shop when I was at the airport just to have a little look, just to see if there were some bags. I've got my velvet one in the background there, which I do love, but it's not very practical because you can't put that much stuff in it. So I was like, well, I don't want, if I have another one, then I want one that's more practical, right? That I can actually use and I can put my phone and some other bits and pieces in. But no, there's nothing that I'm really lusting after. Honestly, I've fine-tuned my wardrobe to a point where I'm really quite happy with things. I'll tell you what I really want. Do you want to know what I really, really want? I want the perfect silk buttons. Vintage silk buttons to finish this outfit.
Okay, yes, let's go.
And you have to go with me here.
Yes.
Imagine a chunky black pair of platforms, strappy. This is the skirt, and I've had it made into a fishtail because it was a wrap skirt that no longer wrapped around my generous hips. And this was the wrap top. You might, if you know the brand Ganni,
yes,
you'll probably remember this was a popular style, the wrap dress.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had this dress, and it's like a size 4 or a size 6, and I'm a size 10, 12 now, so this was never going to go back around me. But what I did was, the top was always a little bit big on me anyway, so I had the top made into a crop top and had this lovely little bit of embellishment added. Super cute because I can wear this, with jeans or something as a separate. Now this is what I wasn't banking on. So the brand, I actually went and did an experience with Newless last year when they first opened. We stitched the whole thing together. I did a sketch with how I wanted it to look, and the designer just took that sketch and went, yeah, we can make that work. But the only thing that we didn't manage to do was finish the buttons. I didn't bring buttons, and I haven't had buttonholes put in yet because you can't do that until you know the size of the buttons. And I've been thinking, I was like, shall I have velvet buttons, big, chunky velvet round buttons, like giant chocolate button size, And I was like, no, because if I go for velvet, I'm going to feel like it's too Christmassy or festive. I was like, I want silk, vintage silk buttons, small ones that just run down there. So I'm keeping my eye out. So if anybody is on the market of sourcing and trading silk little vintage buttons that can finish my outfit, this is called delayed gratification. Think how long I've been waiting to complete this outfit and how much joy I'm going to get when I can finally wear it. Now, so you can sort of see, you see this here, the seam? This was the whole skirt joined so that it would create a skirt instead of wrapping around. So it almost has this beautiful fishtail at the back now and this sort of dipped hemmed front, which is great because I normally wear midi length pieces anyway. So this is all I really, really want. I want to get this finished so I can wear it. But I'm not in any kind of specific hurry for it. but I want to complete the story. It was a design. It was a piece from the back of my wardrobe. It's supporting, upcycling and creating things new from your existing wardrobe, which I just think is the best, and I have the most fun doing it. And can you just imagine how this is going to look?
It's going to be so good. I love this. I
And
am.
it's colour for everybody that says, "Oh, Roberta, you don't wear colour." I'm waiting.
You're just waiting for the perfect buttons. I love this story. I hope somebody watching or listening to Off the Hanger just
Yes.
leaves a little comment below and says, I know where you can find the perfect buttons. I have the perfect buttons for you.
Silk. I really want silk little vintage button. You know the ones,
Yes,
don't you?
yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody knows when you see the outfit, you're like, yeah, you just need a little strip of perfect little buttons on the front, and then the outfit is complete. So that's all I really, really want.
I love that. That is fantastic. Oh, Roberta, you've been just such a brilliant guest. Thank you so much for being part of Off the Hanger.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. You are an amazing host. I've had so much fun. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that chat. If you did, please remember to subscribe or follow Off the Hanger. It really makes a difference to all the guests that I can get, and I've got some brilliant episodes coming up for you, so I hope you enjoy.